welcome back to my channel. I am coming to you today with a HelloFresh review video. A couple weeks ago now, a friend basically gifted me their little, it's kind of like a refer a friend thing, I'm assuming, but when you are a HelloFresh member, I think every now and then you get some treats or perks, and he was able to give me this kind of like bundle deal, and there was like a threshold on it, but I basically selected 3 meals, each feeding 4 people, and I only had to pay £3 postage and the rest was free. In no way is this like sponsored or an ad, like just little old me. I thought that it would be the perfect time to review it and give like an honest review on HelloFresh and my experience. Before I jump into the footage of me receiving the delivery and my initial impression, I just thought I would say that to do this I had to set up my HelloFresh account. What I first of all like is that you are not tied into a contract basically. You can skip weeks, you can let it automatically select for you if you want a surprise and for it to be different every week, or you can alter what it was. So I went onto my account, popped obviously I use like the link code and everything, so it's a little bit of a different scenario to just setting it up normally, and I decided to change all 3 of the meals just because of the preferences in the household basically. I'm not sure if it's every week in the month is a different selection, or if it's like every other week is a different selection, or whether they just pick randomly from a pool of meals for what you can choose from each week. But when I actually jumped ahead in my weeks, there was different meal selections available, so I'm not sure whether that's like what the rotation is of them or how it's rotated, but there was more than what was initially shown. Also, whilst you were ordering the meals, there was the option, so there was like the standard meals and then there was like premium ones, and they did say on the meal that it was like plus £1.40 per serving, or plus however much it was, and you could see why some of the meals were a little bit more elaborate, included more elaborate ingredients. I just stuck to all the standard, and then finally, once you'd selected your meals, there was also the option to select sides, desserts, that kind of extras section. I didn't select any extras. Again, I just wanted to keep it basic minimum to the actual meals. I am going to let the first impressions footage play out now, and then I will jump back in when I make the meals. So I've just opened the box and this is what I can see at first glance. I'm not sure what these like 36, 26 mean unless they kind of correlate with a recipe. Little spud of garlic. Oh, it's really cold. And here is the recipes that I did select. So a Bbq Sausage Cheeseburger with slaw and wedges, because I thought Callum would love that. I'm definitely going to keep these for like future cooking evenings. Then I ordered a prawn and tomato risotto, because I wanted to cook a risotto for ages. Just thought I'd pick that up, and out of the selection it was one of the nicer options. Finally, a porky paradelle with spinach, and I just thought that this is just a really nice simple pasta option. So yeah, they are the 3. We're probably gonna have the burgers for dinner tonight, so I'm now gonna unpack this and then I will follow up with the recipes as and when we have them. This is just another glance of what I've got here. So obviously I've got the recipe cards. I'm assuming that this is going to be the meat. I've got 3 brown pouches, I'm assuming are the dried ingredients. And then I've got my buns loose, which look divine. So the first meal that I decided to select was the Bbq Sausage Cheeseburger. It came with potatoes to make homemade wedges, homemade chips, which is what we do anyway, so it was a really nice non-touch. The pork burgers themselves, they were absolutely delicious. So it was just normal pork sausage, you mixed it up with some panko breadcrumbs, and it was just really, really nice. There was some coleslaw, which the coleslaw itself came pre-packed, and then you added some extra seasonings of spring onions and lime, and I just thought it was really nice. I'm not a salady person myself, so I only had a little bit of it, but Callum and his mum and dad really enjoyed it. So Bbq burgers were literally just the pork burgers marinated and kind of cooked off in the barbecue sauce, and then the melted cheese on top, and I have to say it was an absolutely delicious meal. The barbecue cheeseburgers were an absolute hit. Everybody loved them. The bread buns were absolutely delicious, and I didn't mention in the voiceover, but we actually popped them in the oven and lightly toasted them, which is what was recommended on the method, and it worked brilliantly. It's definitely a meal that I'm going to try and recreate from home myself because it was just absolutely stunning. So yeah, I'm gonna pop on to the next meal now. I did only record footage of 2 of the meals out of the 3. The third one was done on a work night and it completely went over my head, but I think I got the footage of my favourite 2 anyway, which is fab. The next meal that we had was porky paradelle or paradella. I'm gonna go paradelle. So there was some pork mince, literally just fried that off, added in some seasonings, there was oyster sauce. Then once it had marinated down and reduced, you added in spinach. It was an absolutely beautiful dish, and it was finished off with some Italian parmesan. So the porky paradelle pasta was beautiful. Thinking back now, I think it was my favourite out of them all because the burger was absolutely beautiful. I just think that this was my favourite, and I think it was probably because of all the seasonings that kind of came with it. Every single one of us loved it. Third and final meal that I have no footage for was a prawn and tomato risotto. I got this because I made a risotto when I was like 12 and it was lovely, and I've always wanted to kind of be able to recreate that. I definitely think that a risotto is more of a starter than a main. I think it's too samey for it to be a main. Saying that, this risotto was really nice. Again, it had loads of different flavourings, loads of different seasonings to keep it not just like a 2D meal, if that makes sense. Like there was a lot more dimension to it because of the seasonings, and the prawns that came with it were lovely. But yeah, it was like probably my least favourite. Even though the pasta dish is still one dish, I don't know, I feel like there was just so much more to it. Finishing up my overall opinion, portion sizes were good, if not too big, but really good in the sense that we had room for leftovers. That the ease is really good. Like on a work night, we found that it was just really easy to not even have to kind of think. Like you just had to like read and it was there and easy to do for you. Would I buy it again? I probably would. I'd definitely say I would, because it's nice to try different recipes. I probably wouldn't do it as a regular thing. Say if me and Callum had something really busy on one week, or for example when we eventually, fingers crossed, move house, if like the first week everything's up in the air, if we're not eating like microwave meals, then this would be something that I'd probably think about doing, because it is just easy, less hassle. You don't have to really do a food shop. We could get it in for like the Monday evening and then have the first 4 evenings done. If not, we could order more for our lunches. So yeah, it is something that I would do again, but probably just out of need for quickness. In terms of like saving money, I'm not sure whether it actually aims to save people money, but my opinion on it would be that for people who are very simple cookers, which is fine, no judgment, but for people who are very simple cookers who just use things out of jars, it would be a nice alternative to have something that might feel more home cooked, that might have more seasonings to it, especially if you're not savvy, or like if you're not clued up with what seasonings to use with what type of food. Then it is something that is really beneficial. So in terms of like cost effectiveness, for me, I don't think it would save me any money because all of the spices that are included in this I have at home. Like if you're having to buy in apple cider vinegar, Worcester sauce, soy sauce, and like spice jars to make one special meal, this would save you money because it obviously all comes fit to portion. I mean, like, so for me it isn't a money saver, it's more of a time saver. It would also be nice as a treat. Like, I think that obviously these days we all pop out for meals and things. A meal can cost minimum of £60 when you first go out, so to get 3 meals for 4 people for like, I think it's between £45 and £50 full price, that's like pretty good. So if you look at it in that aspect and you're eating out all the time, it would save you money. But yeah, I don't know, I think that is my opinion. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it's been useful. It was really nice to test. I wish I had at least a picture of the risotto just to show you, but yeah, it was lovely. So I hope this has been helpful. If it has, please give it a big thumbs up. If there's anything else that you'd like me to test, like I have me and Callum have been eyeing up Gusto's because it seems to be a little bit cheaper. So if anybody wants us to test that, let us know, because I feel like that's something we'd probably be very happy to do. So yeah, let us know down below. Remember to subscribe to my channel, and I shall be back soon with another video. Bye!